everyone. So in my quest to draw in more YouTube followers, subscribers, I was talking about this with my domestic partner, and I'm trying to keep my identity private, disguised, and I don't want to promote my channel on Facebook or any other social media platform where I'm identified, which is pretty much everything, because my name, I always use my real name. I'm not using it here. But he suggested a few things, including making a video promoting ways to keep yourself young, or appearing young, or in fact feeling young, in my case. So it seemed like a good idea. I think people would be looking for tips on how to achieve that without surgery, and without spending lots of money. So yeah, because I am going to be 40 this year, and it started in my mid-30s, I guess. People would find out my age, and these are people who had known me for a year or more. Or it could just be someone like I think there was someone I'd seen for a medical problem. I was being evaluated by a technician, and I was 30, let's see. Sorry, this was the year 2010, so 6 years ago. So I was 33, so early 30s, and she thought I was 21. So I think I must be doing something right, and I thought it would be fun to share what I know. It's largely, I think, diet and exercise, in addition to genetics, which no one can ever help, but and there are also some skincare tips that I can share with everyone. So I'm going to just start the video. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, because I would like to do some research and have some terminology for you, and some research that I can share that's legitimate and make you feel more trusting in my in my advice. So first of all, I guess I'll start with exercise, because that's pretty simple for me anyway. I exercise for a lot of reasons. It started when I was about 20. I had never been, actually I was anti-gym, totally anti-gym. I was incredibly studious and cerebral and overly intellectual in college, and I felt like the people who go to the gym they're those athletic types, and they're shallow, and they're in fraternities and sororities, and I want nothing to do with them. And I was quite boastful about this fact, and I never really felt I needed to. I mean, I was naturally thin, and I didn't want to waste my time. That was the other thing. I felt like if I have that kind of time, I should be working on a story or a poem, or talking to a friend on the telephone, writing an exorbitantly long letter to someone who didn't live near me, because this was in the 90s and we didn't communicate through email, so that's how old I am. So around age 20, I decided I didn't like the shape of my hips. So I thought, what can I do to change this? And it seemed the only thing that I really could do was try some exercises at the gym that would like reshape everything around the area. Make my legs are also really, really thin, and I thought I would, make them more muscular and shapely, and then everything else started, I wanted my arms to be more shapely, and so actually it was hard for me to get started. I mean, I had been previously, I was a dancer and I choreographed, but I didn't really think of that as exercising. It was just, this is how I go about being myself in the world. And when I was really young, I used to ride my bike everywhere, and I was very active, and of course I took dance classes at the time. But as far as exercise went, like following a program in my head or someone else's program, I had no interest. But then I started doing this when I was 20. And initially, I was so out of shape cardiovascularly, if that's a word, that I could only go about 10 minutes on the elliptical machine before I would start coughing. Like, well, I would cough. I would cough anyway, but I would be so winded, I just couldn't do it. And lifting weights was a lot easier for me, but my cardiovascular health was clearly lacking. So that was a sign that I needed to improve it. And I started going to the gym like every other day, for spending half an hour eventually on an elliptical machine. I've always liked pre-core machines, and lifting weights for however long. And so that was almost 20 years ago. And I've kept it up. I go 4 days a week. I still do the elliptical for between 30 and 40 minutes. Usually, 35 is typical for me. And then and this is not the type of machine that has the handles. That probably doesn't matter. I'm just telling you what works for me. I feel like the handles are, I don't know, it just makes it harder, and you can get the same workout just doing the legs. So I put the resistance on like 8 or 9 depending on the machine, because they aren't standardized with how much tension or how much resistance you get with that, at least not at my gym, because they're like old machines. So play with it and do what feels right for you. And weightlifting is, I need to get some facts on this, but weightlifting will definitely reduce the rate at which you age. Let's see if I could pull from the recesses of my memory some sort of factoid, or just tell you to Google it, but maybe I'll just do that for now and look it up later. But yeah, so I spend a significant amount of time lifting weights. I also, I've noticed that I lift and press more than the average male at my gym, and they're not wimps, but and look at me. Look at my little arm. It's a little arm. I have very small bones, very small. I don't know if the perspective here is going to enable you to see, but my wrists are really tiny. So this is actually quite a bit of muscle I've got going on. If you can see, I have very low body fat, not so low that I've lost my period or something. That's dangerous. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, so I would insist on any woman who thinks they're going to, if they're trying to slim down and feeling like lifting weights is going to cause them to look bulkier, it's not. It's going to increase your metabolism and provide the anti-aging benefit, I swear. And it also just feels good to be strong. So yeah, I do many different barbell exercises. I'm always trying to increase the amount that I lift and press. And I do a chest press and a rowing exercise, and this machine that you pull the bar. Actually, it's this. No, it's this way. And some calf exercises, and I do lots of crunches and push-ups. My favorite exercise is the push-up. I've never had any trouble with these. I don't understand what the dilemma is with women who can't do regular push-ups. It could just be that my proportions, I'm very short-waisted, so I might not have the center of gravity issue. That's probably what it is, and I have wider shoulders than most people. So I do, on an average day, I just do 25 push-ups. I do some butt exercises, though I don't have a voluptuous booty. I'm never going to. I'm extremely Caucasian. Both of my parents have flat butts, and all the women in my family have wide hips, so it's like you stretch out the canvas and I mean, it's just going to get flatter and flatter. So while I do have, it's all muscle. Everything that's there is muscle. Oh, my computer's went to sleep. Everything is muscle. I am an ectomorph, so it's not going to get very bulky, but it's there. But anyway, that's just something that I do. So that's my exercise routine. And it helps with my migraines as well, and it helps with insomnia, and whenever I'm feeling angry or stressed out, it breaks the pattern of thought. It gives you a natural high, and if you're feeling happy, of course you're going to seem younger, you're going to have more energy, and people who have lots of energy come off as being younger. It's just, in fact, one of my friends, this was fairly recently, someone in their 20s was like, when she found out that I'm 39, she was like, no way, that is not possible. And she said that part of it was just my demeanor and behavior and energy level. So another contributing factor to one's energy level is your diet, of course. And I have never gone on any kind of diet, except when I was, let me take that back for a second. This is pretty much irrelevant, but I don't like to say things that aren't true ever. So when I was in my teens, I did become a vegetarian temporarily. Not a really good idea for me. And it had really nothing to do with animal rights. It wasn't political. It wasn't, though that's great if you're doing it for political reasons. I applaud you. But I hated meat. I hated the texture of meat. I had trouble swallowing meat. So I was like, okay, I'll just become a vegetarian like everybody else. So I did that, and I also became anemic at the time. Though I don't want to say there's a one-to-one correspondence there, because I don't think I was eating a heck of a lot of red meat before that anyway. I don't know what the problem was, really. Maybe heavy bleeder? I don't know. It just seemed to happen at the same time. And I never had any energy during that period, of course. I'm a little bit hoarse, aren't I? Okay, yes. So how would I characterize my diet, which is not a diet, but it's what I eat? It's not standard American by any stretch. I am a pescatarian. I only eat fish. I only eat types of fish that are low mercury and sustainably caught and less likely to be contaminated. So, and I'm always shocked at how many people, smart people, very successful people, like I meet them at work functions and board meetings, and these are really smart people. They have no idea you should stay the hell away from Atlantic salmon. Okay? Atlantic salmon. It's so contaminated. And it tastes horrible. I don't even know why would you put that in your mouth? Before you get it to your mouth, it tastes like rancid fish. And it's usually the wrong color. It's like a yellowish, like a beige color instead of pink or red, like wild-caught Alaskan salmon, which is the only thing I will eat. What I do I make my mom ship me these little cans of salmon. I'll have to get the brand name. If you live in the South, you can probably find these wherever, probably like Walmart even. These little cans of smoked salmon. They're delicious. They are wild Alaskan salmon, very like a dark pink in the can. Nice smoky flavor, delicious, like 160 calories, 20 grams of protein, healthy fats, highly anti-inflammatory. So that's the other thing I wanted to point out. Probably more important than the fact that I'm a pescatarian is that I see food as medicine. Therefore, I don't have to take a lot of medicine. everything that I put into my system, with rare exceptions, like someone's getting married, okay, I'll have a bite of this cake or whatever. That's not, it's like a few times a year. But I want the food to be functional in some way, highly functional, like nutrient dense. I get so much more nutrition in the amount of calories I take in than you would imagine, because it's like fish, vegetables, a ton of raw garlic, and it's, you know, not a, well, when I eat broccoli, I do eat a lot of it, but and I will say, of the things that I eat, broccoli and strawberries, all organic, because if it's not, it tastes like crap, and I'll have a reaction to it anyway. I get indigestion. Broccoli and strawberries, immediately after I eat them, tend to have an effect on the way my skin is suspended from my bones. As strange as that sounds, it's like I'll if I wake up and my eyes are puffy, or which isn't often, but it happens, or if, you know, my skin looks everything looks saggy and old, I I swear, I'm not making this up, I can tell a difference immediately. And I also, because I'm a thin-skinned white person with European heritage, I've always had shadowing under my eyes, which it was very bad when I was younger because I didn't know how to manage it. But if I eat foods that are high in vitamin K, I also take vitamin K2 supplements for my bones. But broccoli is high in vitamin K. Also, vitamin A makes the darkness diminish. And strawberries, I don't know, they make your skin rosy, and salmon has, and sardines, which I also enjoy, are high in omega-3s, and everyone knows that those are great for you. So, yeah, so those are probably the most important points. Of course, I eat yogurt, not the kind that has sugar in it. Sugar is a big no-no. Sugar causes glycation, which is the breakdown of collagen. So I never understand. I have these friends on Facebook who will never see this video because I'm not sharing my YouTube life with them. They're assholes. They're like constantly posting these really sugary recipes, and it's total food porn. And I can't imagine them actually making all this crap and eating it. It's like, how disgustingly unhealthy can you be? This is like s'mores caramel ice cream junk. And why would you, with any overtures of having a healthy lifestyle, when someone goes doing things like that, I mean, you're promoting something that's so unhealthy, and you're making your friends feel like they should participate in it because, you know, it's social media, and so-and-so posts this and they want you to like it. And I've never once liked or commented on any of that, though I want to tell her exactly what she's doing to her body and her face. Sugar's bad for your liver. Sugar causes diabetes. Sugar makes you fat. Sugar makes you have strange highs and addictions to it, so that you're constantly on this roller coaster, and it's like, I'm in a good mood, no, I'm in a bad mood, I'm cranky, cramps. So yeah, sugar, I don't even want it. It's like you go to not necessarily you, but some of us, we go to bodegas or places where they happen to have, you know, sweets at the checkout counter, and I don't even perceive it as food. It's just this like decorative, like plasticky stuff. Like, it's like looking at trinkets at a toy store, like a yo-yo. Oh, there's a yo-yo, but it's a cupcake. It's just so yeah, avoid sugar. I'm to the point where if I have something sweet, my heart will race. If I have cake icing, is probably the worst thing. I'll get it's like an immediate reaction. My stomach gets really messed up, and I feel like crap, and my face will get flushed. The racing heart, it's a terrible sign, isn't it? Computer, stop going to sleep on me. Oh, I see, the sun is going down, so I'm losing color. It's gonna get dark in here. Crap. But I hope you're okay with that. I'm getting sepia toned again. I'm going to be getting a new camera. I'm going to get probably a GoPro really soon. What else can I say about the food that I eat? Oh, I do take some supplements. I don't know how many of them are really useful in counteracting the aging process, but I take lots of vitamins, obviously. Elderberry extract has always been in my drawer it's a free radical scavenger, and I'm sure that it has anti-inflammatory properties as well. It's good for fighting off viruses, along with olive leaf extract, my all-time favorite supplement. And I'll make another video sometime just on olive leaf extract and how it changed my life, because I used to get sinus infections 5 times a year. I have some chronic issues, and it totally gave my life a makeover. It made my life livable again. Okay, so olive leaf, but olive leaf is just generally good for you. What do I eat for breakfast? You might be wondering. I'll tell you. I have whole wheat toast. I just get this, it's cheap bread. It's like health, nature zone or nature valley, I don't know. With peanut butter. I like Peanut Butter and Company, the maple one. What is it? Something maple. Mary Maple. God, for some reason I can't remember. But it's very good. I usually sprinkle Truvia on that, and half an apple. I like Pink Lady apples. They are the tastiest, in my opinion. And mid-morning I'll have a cup of Greek yogurt, or what's the other one? Let me look this up. Oh, sorry, this is going to take a second. Can I find it? I might not be able to find this. As I make this video, I'm having trouble remembering these little details because I feel like I'm putting pressure on myself. It's like stage fright, just because I'm videotaping. Oh, what is it? It's a, God, I can't remember. I can see the label. Anyway, I'll check that out later. Maybe I'll get back to you. Maybe you don't really care. It's probably relevant. But it's a very delicious yogurt that I find at certain health stores around here in Park Slope, Brooklyn, where they're more likely than most neighborhoods to supply it. And then I'll have lunch with vegetables and fish, or an Amy's Organic dinner. And for dinner, I will have another Amy's Organic microwave burrito, or maybe some soba noodles with lots of turmeric and garlic and cayenne pepper. I carry cayenne pepper around with me. I don't know if it helps. It certainly gives you like it makes you feel more awake. It's invigorating. I put lots of spices on all my food. If it's not something that it would be complemented by the cayenne pepper, if it's not savory, if it's a sweeter thing like oatmeal, I would use not Ceylon cinnamon, Saigon cinnamon. You've got to get the Saigon cinnamon. It's excellent. Okay. And I do not hesitate to drink alcohol. I don't know if that's good or bad. There's like conflicting evidence all over the place. I actually don't drink wine if I can avoid it. I do like mead, though. Ooh, look, the color just changed again. Look at that. Ooh, isn't that interesting? I actually made a quick video recently on, or touching on, my love for Melovino mead, which is just, it's really exquisite, but I think you would have to live in the New York area, New Jersey, to become a club member or to visit easily. All right, so what else can I tell you? Maybe I should get into skincare. So I have been using sunscreen. I grew up in the South, by the way. I was actually going to make this earlier today. I was so angry by some political posts on Facebook and how, I apologize if this offends you, but really stupid some of the people down there are about politics. It's like they just have these very, they're committed to what they grew up with. The name of the Republican Party, it's like they're staunchly whatever title they designated themselves to be when they were younger. There's no review, there's no flexibility or plasticity of thinking. Is that the right way of saying it? Just unreflective, obstinate. I call myself a Republican, and no matter how off the rails the people representing the party, which constitutes the party, I mean, if you're deferring to that designation and your representatives are flaming, racist, bigoted, misogynists, you're embracing that. There aren't any like moderate Republicans anymore. Anyway, so there's all this, and Ben Carson was like, people, describe the other candidates for the presidency in one word. He's just such a fucking dipshit. He's a fucking dipshit. Oh, he was a brain surgeon. First of all, that doesn't recommend you to the job, does it? You have no experience. You just went to school and memorized some shit, and then separated conjoined twins. And have you read about what happened to the conjoined twins? It's a fucking disaster. They never developed mentally. They're like they're like perpetually 5 or something. I hate that guy. I hate him so much. He's just like saying things that don't make any sense, and then describing one word, and describe Donald Trump. Shiny. That's what he said. Shiny. You know how people are drawn to the shiny object. So anyway, there's all these people this morning from where I grew up, and which is Florida, like Northwest Florida, so like the really uncool part. Beautiful beaches, empty-headed human beings inhabiting it. And family members from South Alabama and South Georgia. And I hate that it has turned out this way. I'm the only person who isn't a severely right-wing Baptist, except for my parents who wouldn't. I mean, my dad, he's more moderate, so I will give him some credit. He's always insisted on independent thinking, and that's how I was raised, and I take after him genetically anyway. So that's where I get my long, thin bones from. Thank you, Dad. But that's a tangent, isn't it? So anyway, I was going to make a video about all of that, and I kind of just got into it, didn't I? Instead of this, and lost where I was going before I went off on that tangent. But I did want to talk about skincare. The fact that I was raised in the South. Okay, so when you're raised in the South, which is it was the wrong place for me, not a healthy environment for someone as independent-minded as myself, because there was no example of how you could be something other than these assholes. Until I met someone who, when I was a senior in high school, got involved in he was older than me, this guy, I don't want to name him on YouTube, but anyway, someone who didn't, I should probably just not talk about this, but I did eventually meet one person when I was about to graduate high school who alleviated all of the nonsense and showed me how beautiful life could be by kind of being a weirdo according to the standards of the company I had been in. And by the way, none of the friends that I had made, oh, I'm doing irony bunnies a lot. I'm sorry, I should just sit on my hands. Ooh, black craft shirt. Look at my shirt. It's a witchcraft shirt. That's fun, isn't it? I forgot what I was going to say. But I did want to say that I've been using sunscreen ever since I was 15 years old. And I don't have any wrinkles unless I... Look at this. No, never Botox. I mean, I can do this and cause that to happen, but otherwise I don't have any... I realize it's getting very dark in here. Maybe if I turn this light on. That's not going to help. Of course, one's dimples do tend to turn into creases. These used to be really cute. It was like... I mean, I had adorable dimpled cheeks. But yeah, so I've always taken care of my skin, even though I was really peer pressured to get a tan when I was younger, and I did lie out in my backyard over spring break. I mean, people would actually ridicule you if you came back from spring break without a tan. And I looked at old photos of myself and old videos, family videos, and I was actually pretty tan. I mean, compared to now, and living in the Northeast and being sort of involved with the goth scene, people like white skin. And I love it. I mean, I think a beautiful woman should have, you know, long dark hair and snow white skin and, you know, emerald green eyes and nothing. I'm so anti-beach, anti-streaked hair, and that was the thing then. And there, it probably still is. Whenever I visit, I see these people who look inbred visiting from South Georgia. I mean, you see, you have to really go there and see them to recognize that what I'm saying is accurate. But they just all look so inbred. They have these really thin lips and these just fat little round faces and the stubby little noses and dark tan, even though they have white blonde hair. It's like they're a damn negative. So unhealthy. I mean, how much time do they spend in the sun? Anyway, so I've always, flying in the face of what was popular, I've always used sunscreen on my face. I've always been pale. I've used Retin-A for a good many years. I can't tell you when I started and stopped. I used it when I was in my early 20s. Briefly, I might have used it in my late teens for a while for acne, before going on Accutane, which was a horrible mistake. Horrible. And then I picked it up maybe after I moved back to New York, so it was like 12 years ago. So you really can't do any better than Retin-A as far as keeping the wrinkles away. I also don't wear any kind of foundation makeup. And that's another thing, like, you know, if you're goth, you have to wear white foundation. And I'm not. I like my skin. You see, it doesn't, if you wear, if you pile all that shit on your face, it's going to get caught in the pores and make you look older than you really are. So I'm just looking for a better light source. I don't know if this is going to work. It's probably not. I'll just go back up here. Sorry. What else can I tell you? I recently started using rose hip seed oil, which is pretty cheap. I get it on Amazon. I use the Life Flow brand, and it's like $7 or something. Just a few dabs. I put that on at night, just on my cheeks, before I put my Retin-A on. I use trying to think of the best. Exfoliation is critical. I do that about 3 times a week. The Alba brand has a really good and inexpensive, I think it's about $10. Let me just, we go to my bathroom. Let's just do that. Let's go to my bathroom. Take a look at the cabinet again. And I'm gonna, oh, maybe we'll run into my domestic partner. Wouldn't that be nice? I can meet him. Evan, do you want to be in my video? It's on anti-aging tricks. Okay. His hair's not done. But okay, so I use Alba Botanica Hawaiian Facial Mask. You see, this stuff is as good as Philosophy has one. It's like it's some sort of acid mask. I can't remember the name of it. I only bought it once. It was $60. And it's very good, but this achieved the same result. I think that's too bright in here for you to read the label. But anyway, it's pore-fecting papaya enzyme, and you leave it on for 5 minutes and then take a loopy rag and wash it off, and it's just amazing. Your skin will look like it did when you were 9. The sunscreen I have recently started using is, oh no! Garnier Skin Active Clearly Brighter Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Brightening and Smoothing Daily Moisturizer. And this contains, oh, there was some sort of extract. Where are the ingredients? It's not telling me where it's not telling me the ingredients. It's not. This has some sort of like pine bark extract, or I can't remember, but it's good for your skin. I'm afraid this video is going very long. I should probably just cut it off, right? Giving away all my secrets. So, yeah. And I would also say, not having children will keep you young. I might do a video on how wrong I think it is to breed humans in America in another video. How wrong I think it is, and yeah, that'll get lots of likes, won't it? It'll get likes from the right people. That's all that matters. So, okay, it's getting very dark in here, and this is exceptionally long, and I don't like editing because my software is tricky, so I'll probably just upload it all, and if you don't make it to the very end, then you'll miss my signing off. Goodbye. Goodbye.